Chapter 1: The Matthew Effect. In the first chapter, Gladwell introduces the concept of the Matthew Effect, which refers to the idea that success builds upon success. Gladwell argues that the most successful people in a given field are often those who have been given the most opportunities to develop their skills, rather than those who are simply the most talented. He uses the example of professional hockey players to illustrate this point, showing that the majority of players are born in the first few months of the year, due to the way that youth hockey leagues are structured. To implement these points in business, entrepreneurs can take the following steps. Look for opportunities to gain experience and develop their skills, even if they are not initially the most talented in their field. Seek out mentors or other successful individuals who can provide guidance and support. Be willing to take risks and pursue opportunities, even if they may seem challenging or outside their comfort zone. Chapter 2: The 10,000-Hour Rule. In this chapter, Gladwell introduces the concept of the 10,000-hour rule, which suggests that it takes approximately 10,000 hours of practice to achieve mastery in a given field. Gladwell uses examples such as the Beatles and Bill Gates to illustrate the importance of deliberate practice and the time it takes to become an expert. To implement these points in business, entrepreneurs can take the following steps. Set specific, measurable goals for their business and work to achieve them on a regular basis. Dedicate time and effort to deliberate practice and skill development, focusing on areas where they need improvement. Seek out feedback and guidance from others in order to continue to learn and grow. Be patient and persistent, recognizing that success often requires a significant investment of time and effort. Chapter 3: The Trouble with Geniuses, Part 1. In this chapter, Gladwell explores the concept of intelligence and how it relates to success. He argues that while high intelligence is certainly an asset, it is not the only factor that contributes to success. Gladwell uses the example of Christopher Langan, a genius with a high IQ who has struggled to achieve success in his chosen field, to illustrate the importance of social and cultural factors in addition to intelligence. To implement these points in business, entrepreneurs can take the following steps. Recognize that intelligence is not the only factor that contributes to success, and seek out opportunities to develop other skills and qualities such as communication, leadership, and creativity. Build a strong network of relationships and connections in order to gain support and guidance from others. Be willing to adapt to different cultural and social contexts in order to better understand and connect with others. Focus on developing a well-rounded set of skills and abilities rather than relying solely on one area of expertise. Chapter 4: The Trouble with Geniuses, Part 2. In this chapter, Gladwell continues his exploration of the relationship between intelligence and success. He argues that while high IQ can be an advantage, it is not the only factor that contributes to success. Gladwell uses the example of Terman's termites, a group of highly intelligent individuals who did not achieve great success in their chosen fields, to illustrate the importance of other factors such as perseverance, creativity, and practical intelligence. To implement these points in business, entrepreneurs can take the following steps. Recognize that high IQ is not the only factor that contributes to success, and focus on developing other qualities such as creativity, perseverance, and practical intelligence. Seek out challenges and opportunities that will help them develop and showcase their skills. Be willing to take risks and try new approaches, even if they may not initially seem like the most logical or obvious choices. Build a strong network of relationships and connections in order to gain support and guidance from others. Chapter 5: The 3 Lessons of Joe Flom. In this chapter, Gladwell explores the life of Joe Flom, a highly successful lawyer who grew up in poverty and overcame a number of obstacles to achieve success. Gladwell argues that Flom's success was due in large part to 3 key lessons that he learned early in life: the importance of being a meaningful specific, the importance of working hard and seizing opportunities, and the importance of being part of a supportive community. To implement these points in business, entrepreneurs can take the following steps. Focus on developing a specific niche or area of expertise, rather than trying to be a generalist in their field. Be willing to work hard and put in the effort required to achieve their goals, and seek out opportunities to develop their skills and experience. Build a supportive network of relationships and connections, and seek out mentors or other individuals who can provide guidance and support. Be open to new opportunities and challenges, and be willing to take risks in order to achieve their goals. Chapter 6, Harlan, Kentucky. In this chapter, Gladwell explores the concept of cultural legacy and how it can influence the success of individuals and communities. He uses the example of a town in Kentucky where a high percentage of residents are descendants of Scottish immigrants, and argues that the cultural values and traditions of these immigrants have contributed to the success of the community. To implement these points in business, entrepreneurs can take the following steps. Recognize the influence of cultural legacy on their own values and beliefs, and seek to understand and appreciate the cultural traditions and values of others. Build relationships with individuals and communities from diverse backgrounds in order to gain new perspectives and insights. Be open to new ideas and approaches, and be willing to incorporate different cultural perspectives and values into their business practices. Embrace the strengths and values of their own cultural background, while also recognizing the importance of adapting to the changing needs and expectations of a diverse customer base. Chapter 7, The Ethnic Theory of Plane Crashes. In this chapter, Gladwell explores the concept of cultural differences and how they can impact success. He uses the example of airplane crashes to illustrate the importance of communication and teamwork, and argues that cultural differences can create barriers to effective communication and collaboration. Gladwell highlights the importance of developing a common language and building strong relationships in order to overcome these barriers. To implement these points in business, entrepreneurs can take the following steps. Build a diverse team with individuals from a wide range of backgrounds and cultures. Establish clear communication protocols and encourage open communication and feedback. Foster a culture of collaboration and teamwork, and encourage individuals to work together to achieve common goals. Be willing to adapt to different communication styles and cultural norms in order to build strong relationships and facilitate effective collaboration. Chapter 8, Rice Paddies and Math Tests. In this chapter, Gladwell explores the concept of cultural differences in education and how they can impact success. He uses the example of the education systems in East Asia to illustrate the importance of hard work, discipline, and persistence in achieving success. Gladwell argues that these cultural values are reflected in the education system and contribute to the high levels of achievement seen in these countries. To implement these points in business, entrepreneurs can take the following steps. Foster a culture of hard work, discipline, and persistence, and encourage individuals to take ownership of their own learning and development. Set high expectations for performance and provide support and guidance to help individuals meet these expectations. Encourage a growth mindset and a willingness to learn from failure and setbacks. Recognize the importance of cultural differences in education and adapt teaching and training methods to better meet the needs of diverse learners. Chapter 9, Marita's Bargain. In this chapter, Gladwell explores the concept of educational opportunity and how it can impact success. He uses the example of a public school in the Bronx to illustrate the importance of providing resources and opportunities to individuals from disadvantaged backgrounds. Gladwell argues that by providing a high-quality education and a range of resources and supports, individuals can overcome the obstacles that might otherwise prevent them from achieving success. To implement these points in business, entrepreneurs can take the following steps. Recognize the importance of educational opportunity and seek to provide resources and supports to individuals from diverse backgrounds. Foster a culture of inclusivity and diversity, and seek to create a workplace environment that is welcoming and supportive to all. Provide opportunities for professional development and growth, and seek to build a workplace culture that values continuous learning and development. Be willing to invest in the resources and infrastructure needed to support the success of all employees, regardless of their background or level of experience.